everyone, good Tuesday evening to you on this soggy Tuesday. It's weather for Weather Geeks time. Today, our wettest day in about 2 months, and it's been even longer than that in some parts of the area. Some local rain gauge values as of 7:07. Just a reminder, when I show this graphic, these are local rain gauges that upload data to the internet. A lot of personal weather stations, such as the Davis brand, Weather Flow's Tempest stations like that have the ability to, they have an internet connection, they can upload data to various sites on the internet, and then we have access to that, and that's what you see plotted up here, various personal weather stations. And generally speaking today, our areas south and east of Youngstown have done a little bit better rain-wise, but it's been a washout everywhere. North of Youngstown, 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch, pretty common, but a lot of 1-inch amounts from Youngstown on south into Columbiana County and over into Lawrence County and Beaver County, Pennsylvania as well. At the Youngstown-Warren Airport, as of the top of the hour here at 7 p.m., we're at 0.63. New Philly, 1.03, approaching an inch in both Wheeling and in Pittsburgh, while Cleveland at Hopkins Airport only 0.27. So less north, more to the south. Adding insult to injury today, the wind, especially around midday. It was really frisky at the airport, 47 miles per hour. Look at that gust up at Erie along the lakeshore, 56 there. Hopkins Airport in Cleveland, 50 mile per hour wind gusts. While off to the south, while it was rainier down here, wasn't quite as windy from Wheeling and Steubenville over towards the Pittsburgh area during the midday and afternoon today. All right, recording this video at 7:09, and this is the radar, and thankfully things are winding down, or just about to wind down as of this recording. We see the back edge is now pushed to the east of I-79, and rain will taper off here in the short term this evening. In the meantime, we have our cold front out here producing a skinny band of showers and storms. There's one active severe thunderstorm warning with this as of this recording out in western parts of Ohio. We'll take a quick peek at that. We won't spend a lot of time on this, but one severe thunderstorm warning and even a little rotation. This is maybe just to the north and east, or north and west, I should say, of the Dayton area this evening. A low-end severe weather risk continues for the I-75 corridor in western Ohio, but as that line comes east, we're not expecting any severe weather around here. All right, so we are less than 2 weeks now until the eclipse. If you watched my video last evening, I talked about how we're still at that range where we can't really get specific at all with the forecast. We can speculate a little bit at this range as to the general pattern as we go into early April. What if April 8th is a day like today, where it's cloudy? Maybe it's even raining. You know, it's not uncommon to see snow in early April. I don't think the pattern will support snow around April the 8th, but, you know, it's certainly not unheard of in our part of the country. Well, a cloudy day would be a bummer, but all would not be lost, especially if the clouds are of the high variety. If we have a deck of cirrocumulus clouds, altostratus clouds, kind of the clouds that are higher up in the atmosphere, they tend to allow for some filtered sunshine at times, and so there will be some degradation for our experience for the eclipse if we have those high clouds, but it won't be as bad as if we have low clouds like we had today. High clouds, you'll still notice a big change in the quality of light, of course. It'll still get completely dark in the path of totality. The color of those clouds in the sky may change significantly right around totality time, right around 3 o'clock or so. If we have low clouds, it'll be kind of like if you're in a room that's lit, but there's a dimmer switch, and someone toggles that dimmer switch down, makes the room dimmer. It's noticeable. It's going to be a change, but it's not going to be real dramatic. Even in the path of totality, though, it'll still be pretty cool. We're talking about, you know, it getting dark for anywhere from 30 seconds to a couple of minutes, depending on your location, but you just won't need those eclipse glasses, especially if we have the low clouds around. Still not a bad idea if we just have high clouds around on the 8th to wear your eclipse glasses during the entire event, because it may be still too much sunlight, too bright to look directly at the sun, but probably not something you're going to have to worry about if we have low clouds and the sun is completely obscured by clouds. Again, outside of the path of totality, that would be a real bummer, having low clouds, because then you couldn't even watch a partial eclipse. It would just get modestly darker. Now, again, in the path of totality, it'll get noticeably darker, even completely dark, even if we have low clouds around. But ideally, of course, we will have a sunny sky on the 8th. Just a reminder of that path of totality, clipping northwestern Mahoning, a good chunk of Trumbull with the exception of far southern and southeastern areas, and western and northern parts of Mercer County in that path of totality. I put a video online earlier on today kind of describing or illustrating the difference between 99% totality in a place like Youngstown, in a place like Sharon, in a place like Canfield, even Austintown, and 100% totality, which will be, Newton Falls, Warren, Niles, Vienna, Cortland, places like that. There's a big difference. It doesn't seem like there would be a big difference, right, between 99 and 100%, but check out that video I posted on social media earlier today. I took a flashlight and just sort of illustrated visually the difference in a dark closet between the flashlight being covered up 99% and completely covered up. It is surprising how big the difference is. So you really want to be in the path of totality coming up on the 8th. All right, we have a little more sunshine in store for our Wednesday, a nicer day. I think we'll start the day with some sun. Clouds will probably win the battle for a time in the afternoon, but aside from a renegade sprinkle, I think we are dry on our Wednesday. And then the rest of the week, smooth sailing. Thursday and Friday, both looking like pretty nice days. There'll be one little disturbance in the flow that comes down Thursday night and Friday morning. Might bring a sprinkle or a shower to Columbus, Athens, places like that, but I think we're dry around here. In fact, the end of the week should be pretty pleasant. Not exactly warm, but pretty pleasant. So the sun's going to come out at the end of the week. Notice the cloud coverage bumps back up at the start of the weekend, though. We have a fairly fast-moving disturbance that will bring us a pretty good chance for some showers on Saturday. I think that Easter Sunday is a nicer day before clouds and showers return early next week. So Easter is Sunday, and of course Easter falls on various dates. Last year we had 60 on Easter Sunday, but a couple of years ago it was a chilly one at 45. We were in the 60s back in 2020 and 2021. The warmest on record, 1976 at 87. The coldest high temperature, 1940, it was 20. And the wettest, the rainiest, was back in 1988, 1.17 inches worth of rain. This year it looks pretty ho-hum for Easter Sunday. It'll be a decent day, but nothing remarkable at all. Temperature's right about what you would expect at this time of the year. No rain, no snow, mix of sun and clouds. Should be just fine for any services you're heading off to in the morning, Easter egg hunts, that sort of thing on Sunday. Well, more updates on that weekend forecast and much, much more, including a fresh look at the longer range, future editions of Weather for Weather Geeks right here on my YouTube channel, on all my social media outlets. Make sure you're following me everywhere, and I'll see you back here on Wednesday.